I don't really know what I'm talking about. The butt flap. I've just done something very stupid. Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. It is currently a very rainy, stormy Sunday. I'm in my comfies, we're makeup free, hair slick back day. We're very much in a cozy Sunday vibe. And starting a very exciting and a little bit daunting project today. I am starting my kind of upcycling element for a blazer that I thrifted for Fashion Festival, which is starting, well, it's actually started. I'm not going to show for about a week, so I have a little bit of time to work on this. Not as much time as I would have hoped, but better than I've done in the past. If you haven't seen it already, there is a video up for when I went thrifting for these kind of pieces of Fashion Festival and when I actually bought this suit that I'm going to upcycle today, so make sure you go watch that at some point. I'll link it up here. I do have a vision for what I want to do with this. I just need to basically figure out if that's possible, and if not, come up with a plan B. I really wanted to do something very tailored this Fashion Festival. I've been loving tailored pieces. I've been very heavily inspired by all of the looks Doechii wore at the Grammys this year. Thom Browne, I believe, was the designer. I just thought every single look was so cool. It's so tailored and like just very classic and timeless, but with really cool, more modern elements to them. And I just find it really fascinating. And that kind of led me down a bit of a rabbit hole of tailored pieces. I feel like tailoring is really coming back in. A lot of the things that I found that were really cool, I thought I could definitely upcycle from something thrifted. Yeah, do something that's hopefully a little bit more sustainable and a little bit easier on the wallet. The main inspiration for this is this piece. I'll put the name of the designer and the brand as well on the screen because I'm not sure who it is. I just really liked the concept of taking a blazer and turning it into like just one piece and not just being a dress. Like the bodysuit is really cool. The kind of high hips of the bodysuit with the tights gives me like showgirl vibes, but also mixed with the very corporate look of the blazer. And then those frill elements add the femininity into it. I love fashion that is a very stark mix of masculinity and femininity together. I think it's so cool and like really draws attention. I mentioned again in that thrift video, I also thrifted this really cool tablecloth that is just lace and frill. So this is gonna be what I'm also using to add those kind of frilly feminine elements to the fingers crossed bodysuit. And yeah, that's the plan. Things don't always go to plan, so that might not be what this ends up looking like, but that's what I'm aiming for. But I thought it'd be cool to just bring you along with the process, show you how it goes from sort of A to B. I'll pop the blazer on for you now so you can see the starting point. Okay, so this is what we're starting with. It is a men's oversized blazer. I do have shorts on underneath, but as you can see the blazer's quite long, which fingers crossed means there's enough material to bodysuit it. It's just like a grey pinstripe material. The sleeves are a little bit long, and I think because I'm adding the frill, I will take those up, but make those kind of fitted so when I have the frill, I actually can use my hands. But the plan is to basically take the waist in so that we have the big shoulder pads and then a cinched waist. Just trying to keep this together. I might add a little popper here so I can not be afraid I'm going to pop out. Cinch the waist in, and then also make this so that this poppers up. I don't know if there's going to be enough material. We're going to have to do a little bit of magic. I also have the matching trousers to this because I did buy it as a full suit. So if I do need extra material to go under my crotch, I've got some there. So yeah, this is what we're working with thus far. Let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is sort of pin this together to try and keep this straight, and then I think I'm going to try and do a little bit of pinning just to see if it actually will work and kind of get the shape together. Also, just to preface, if you couldn't already tell by this intro, I am very much an amateur. I've done a few sewing pieces before, a few upcycling pieces. I've only done a couple of sewing classes before. Everything else is kind of self-taught, and I don't really know what I'm talking about. So take everything I say with a pinch of salt, and if you have any tips for me, please do leave them down below because I'm always trying to improve my sewing skills. Please help me in the comments. Thank you very much. Let's get pinning and just see what happens, I guess. We are pinned in the side. This is all going to be okay, I reckon. I can just kind of take this in. Easy breezy. Put a popper here where this pin is. I'm definitely going to need to add some material in the undercarriage. So I don't know whether to just go ham and just start cutting this shape, because then I could just use some of this material to add to the popper. Or am I going to cut it and then be like, what in the blazes have you done? Also, I'm aware this pinning is very bad. Do not worry, I'm gonna actually measure it and do it properly. I think it's a just act now, ask questions later. I've got some new fabric pencils because I lost mine. And then I reckon we cut and we just figure out as we go. That is my mentality. And also, like, I'm gonna have to cut it at some point. We may as well go crazy. This place is making me sweat. I think it's like quite cheap polyester vibes and I'm sweating, so that's concerning, but let's do it. So we are pinned down the sides, and I've just pinned these little, like, what they call like curtain tail things, the butt bit together, and like sew this front up as well. And then we will assess, I guess. Then I'll put it on again and see where we're at. Okay, we're taking shape. Moo is okay, he's just snooping. I feel like the shape of this is really starting to come together. It actually fits quite nicely on the waist. It could go in a bit more, but I want to be able to like sit in this and be comfortable. This is gonna be together a bit more. So I'm quite happy with this. It is gonna be high, but I guess that's what we wanted. It's giving the Greatest Showman in the best way. So, the plan now is to extend the butt flap, for lack of a better term, extend these flaps with the excess fabric so that they meet. They're only about far off, so shouldn't need too much. And then I will hem all of it all the way, and then attach the poppers. We ain't even that far off. This hasn't taken long at all, and you know what? We don't want to jinx it, so let's just stay humble. And then yeah, I can always bring this in a little bit more. I can always like cinch if I want, but I don't want to go too far because this is currently popping open. So that's my next move, is to finish my flaps. But so far, so good. I feel like this is going to be a big show-stopping piece, if you'll pardon the pun. Would love to do a top hat with this, but I'm not that cool. All eyes on me in the center of the ring, just like a circus. Have you had enough of mummy today? Would you like her to be quiet? Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Gonna pin my crotch off camera if you don't mind. Ah, that pin has got me in the thigh. These can definitely come in a bit. I'm also gonna have like the frill on here, so don't be concerned that it is very naked. This bit here, yeah, we can definitely bring those in slightly, but that's okay. That's pretty easy to do. Okay, in the back. Is the back a bit too big? I'm gonna have to look in the mirror. I'm walking like that because there's a pin in my thigh currently. But she is a bodysuit, obviously imagine without these on. We're making progress. Okay, okay. So my next step is to sew this bit together so I can just step in and out of it. Ow. And then I'm going to fix these little flicky bits up here. I mean, they're a bit messy anyway, but now that it's on, I can properly measure it and sort of sew them together. Put a little popper here to keep this a bit more together. Maybe I do the sleeves then, take the sleeves up, and then we will start on the frill. But so far, so good. Let me get the frill so I can show you the vibes. I'm thinking coming out of the sleeves, so it'd be like a little frill edge to the cuff, and then also all along here. So imagine this like that. Isn't that cute? And it just gives me a little bit more coverage everywhere. Imagine. Oh, I'm so excited. She's coming together. So this is the next day. It's now the Monday evening, and I started with cutting those sleeves to make them a little bit shorter and hemming those up. And I was also just cutting all of that lace fabric down to size, so I had the right amounts for around the cuffs and around the legs, and basically just like pinning and figuring out how I was going to sew those into the sleeves and the legs. So I found the best way to do it was to do the hemming first, like I did on the legs, on the cuffs, and then secondary to that, sew in the lace and do it in 2 different steps, because it's quite hard to see through the lace what I was sewing onto, if that makes sense. A lot of it was just kind of feeling my way and figuring it out. And once I'd figured out the process, it was actually really relaxing. I actually really enjoyed cutting this frill of lace all the way around the edge of the fabric. It was very kind of just like therapeutic. And I was watching a show called Pop Star Academy while I was doing all of this, and it was so good. I was so hooked. I felt like the time just flew. At this point, I wanted to do like a 50% try on and just kind of put on one side. I'd just done the frill around the leg on the one side to just kind of see what we were working with, and I was pretty happy with it. There was a few bits that I wanted to neaten up, but it was good to see it on and understand kind of how it looked shape-wise. I was really happy that the frill was kind of sticking out a bit at my hip. I wanted it to be a little bit like that, a bit flared. Obviously, I'm wearing pajama bottoms as well, but you can kind of start to get the vibe. So this was very promising, and at this point, I was feeling very excited. Hello there. I feel like I'm doing a newscast. I've just done something very stupid, and I just wanted to flag it with you guys. I sewed in this little popper because obviously this is very open and we don't want that. And I've just realised I've sewn one of them the wrong way. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's 2 outies. So I'm going to try and like rotate this without having to resew it because I can't be bothered. So when I tell you this is amateur hour, I just wanted to give you a bit of evidence of that. What an idiot. Yes. We'll just have to keep an eye on it, but she's kind of done. There's a few bits that I want to like neaten up and tweak, probably that popper being one of them, but let me show you the, let's call it the 90% finished result. Obviously envision hair and makeup's done, some sheer black tights are on, heels are on, you know what I mean? It's kind of a sleigh. Oh, okay, we're gonna have to come up with something else for that. I do have like a hook and eye on a shirt that I'm considering taking off, so maybe this is going to be a hook and eye job because every time I... But how cute! It's like a bit booty, but not too bad. Like you can't see my cheeks from because of the frill, and God, that was my knee. And obviously I'm going to have tights on, so I'll feel a little bit more covered. It's giving like showgirl realness when you got a meeting at 9, but a show at the Moulin Rouge at 10. Love her. I'm so happy with how this turned out, and I love the big shoulder pads and then like the fitted waist. I love the shape of this, and then it flares out again with the frill. There's definitely a few bits where the lace could be a bit neater. I also might see if I can do a little like frill something in the pocket. It's like a fake pocket, but I think I could maybe sew something in. And then I'm thinking of styling it with like a pearl choker that I have. I feel like that could be cool. Not 100% sure yet, I need to have a try on, but pretty happy with how that looks. Okay, I'm gonna leave this video here because we are pretty much done. A few little details are like sewing these little bits together. I think I'm gonna hand sew all of those. Same in the crotch, so it's all like nice and aligned. And yeah, fixing it up. But I'm gonna leave this video here. I'm gonna be posting loads of content on my Instagram of like me in full glam at Fashion Week in this outfit. So if you do want to go and see the whole look, that'll be during the week of the 5th. So I'm not sure when this video is going to go up, but it might already be on Instagram. It might be coming soon, but make sure you go give me a follow on Instagram. It's just at EllenWalker1. So you can see this outfit and all my other outfits in action. It always looks so much better and like more put together, obviously with everything else done and all the accessories. So make sure you go, I can't stop orchestrating with these sleeves. Make sure you follow me there so you can see the full vision come to life. But this was so much fun. I honestly really enjoyed this little project and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe to this channel as well and like this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you very soon in the next one.